What if I fail? What if I lose my money? What if I embarrass myself? What if, what if, what if, what if, what if? These are the type of negative statements that a lot of people will make, and maybe you're making them, that will hold you back in your personal life and also hold you back in business. Let me give you some what if statements, and I want you to think about if you've ever said this to yourself or even maybe out loud. What if I fail and embarrass myself? What if I try and nobody likes what I have to offer? What if I'm not good enough? What if I make mistakes and ruin everything? What if I invest my time and money into this and it doesn't pay off? What if I take a leap and regret it later? What if I try and end up worse off than I am now? What if I pursue my passions and it doesn't lead to a stable career? What if I speak up and nobody listens or takes me seriously? What if I step out of my comfort zone and it backfires horribly? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse those statements. So we have the negative statement. Now let's look at the positive statement. What if I fail and embarrass myself? What if I succeed and don't embarrass myself? What if I try and nobody likes what I have to offer? What if I try and people do like what I have to offer? What if I'm not good enough? What if you are good enough? What if I make a mistake and ruin everything? What if you don't make a mistake and don't ruin everything? What if I invest my time and money into this, and it doesn't pay off? What if you invest your time and money into it and it does pay off? What if I take a leap and regret it later? What if you take a leap and don't regret it later? What if you try and end up worse off than you are now? What if you try and end up better off than you are now? What if you pursue your passion and it doesn't lead to a stable career? What if you do pursue your passion and it does end up in a stable career? What if you speak up and nobody listens or takes you seriously? What if you do speak up and people do listen and people do take you seriously? What if you step outside of your comfort zone and it backfires horribly? What if you step outside your comfort zone and it does not backfire horribly? So see, you can see that those statements can be flipped around into positive statements. So one of the things that you need to recognize, and this will allow you to be able to move forward, is that these what if statements are statements based on things that you believe could happen. So would you rather put yourself into the state of mind of believing good things that can happen? Like if you just flipped any of those negative statements over and they're what if. Remember, these are things that have not happened. What if I fail and embarrass myself? Think about that statement. You have not failed and you have not embarrassed yourself when you're thinking that statement to yourself. What if I try and nobody likes what I have to offer? You have not tried and you have not offered anything to anyone. So these are statements that we make either to ourselves or to other people that hold us back. These are self-limiting statements, because if you have not done what you're stating yet and you're putting what you believe will happen onto that statement, you are already putting yourself in a negative state of mind. And if you continue to put yourself in a negative state of mind, you're going to get what you're asking yourself for. So if you say to yourself, what if I fail and embarrass myself? This is the way the human mind works. Soon as you start talking to yourself that way, the human mind works on making things easier for us. So if it's going to take some work, which it will take work to be successful at anything that you do in your life, understanding the way that the human mind works, if you do not put yourself into a positive state of mind that says, so we'll take this statement here, what if I fail and embarrass myself? And we haven't even talked about what if I fail at what? Embarrass yourself at what? You haven't even put what you're going to do into that yet. All you've done is just said, what if I fail and what if I embarrass myself? So as soon as you apply something that you're going to do to that statement, and if that thing that you're going to try to accomplish in your life is difficult, what do you think your mind is going to default back to? It's going to default back to that what if statement. And that what if statement makes it easy for you, makes it easy for me, makes it easy for everyone to be able to default back and fail and actually feel a little bit comfortable with failing. Because if you've tried things over and over and over again, you're going to have a level of comfort with failing more than a level of comfort with trying to succeed. You will try to do things, but what you'll do is you'll default back to failure, and you will feel comfortable doing that. So what you have to do is you have to get uncomfortable with failing and get more comfortable with doing the things that it will take to become successful. And that's going to take practice. It is not going to be something that is easy. So if you are trying to succeed at your business and you've done your business for a number of months, number of years, depending on what type of business you have, there's going to be a period of time where you will know if it's going to be successful or not. But something that you should know really from, I would say from day one, if you have the proper tools in place, proper marketing in place, you will know if your business is going to succeed or if your business is not going to succeed. And that will be based on the type of business that you have. If you are doing that over and over and over again, you might want to look at your self-limiting beliefs, because if you're not getting where you need to be, your what if statements, self-limiting statements, unconsciously might be the thing that is holding you back. So here's your homework for today. Look at the things that you are doing right now in your business. Look at or think about your inner self-talk, the things that you say to yourself, because the things that you say to yourself are things that you'll never say to anyone else. You won't even say it to your spouse. Think about those self-limiting beliefs, those self-limiting statements. If you have a hard time understanding what could be a self-limiting statement or belief, ask someone who is close to you that will be honest with you and ask them, what do you see my weaknesses are with me moving forward in my business? Let me tell you one of the weaknesses that I had with me in my business is that I would put things into place for my marketing, for my business. And I would put the money into them, and then I would think that I needed to get better results for what I was doing, which is, we all need better results for what we're doing. So what I would do is I would think that I would put a new thing in place to try to get better results. And then I would put another thing in place to try to get better results. But I kept getting the same result. Now, let me tell you something that is crazy. The result that I was getting was very good. So the results that I was getting was very good. But so what I would do is I would do something new and try to get a better result. And so one of the days, what I decided to do was I in my notebook, I wrote down what the new thing. I just said, okay, this is the new thing I'm going to do to get a better result from what I'm already doing. And this is what I found out, is that I was not doing anything new. It just seemed like it was something new. So you might be doing these same things. So you might be saying to yourself, I am good enough. Like on this statement, what if I'm not good enough? And you're saying to yourself, I am good enough. But your actions on what you're trying to do are not they're not reflecting on the outside. So you could say to yourself, I am good enough. But then when you get into certain situations, your actions are showing that you believe that you're not good enough. Like these are things that you may not even be aware of. Like I was not aware of that I was actually putting things into place. And then until I looked on that paper, I said that I'm not doing anything new. I'm not doing anything new. And now let me tell you what ended up happening from that. So I was trying to put new things into place to make what I was doing better. Guess what all I had to do? This might blow your mind. Is all I had to do was put more into the one thing that was already getting a good result. Like I didn't have to come up with anything new. I just had to put more money. Really, it was just invest more into my marketing of what was already working. So I just scaled that up, and that was the difference. So when I kept thinking of new thing, and I related it like this. Some of the times we'll think that, like, let's just say for the new diet pill that comes out, and they have a new one the next year, and they have a new one the next year, and a new one the next year. But it's really the same pill. And what we don't even realize is that the same companies come out with a new pill. So they tell us it's something new, but they're using the same marketing all the time to sell that new pill. And so what I was doing unconsciously was trying to develop the new pill when all I had to do was just scale up the marketing. Like that was like a huge eye opener when I did that. So do your homework. Let's start to. Now I'm not one of these coaches that'll tell you that this stuff is things that you can change overnight. It's going to take some work. So I just ran down, and you can review the video of the what if statements that I made. And maybe those are some of the ones that you make. Just pick one of them. Pick one of them and start to overcome that belief, that self-limiting what if belief that you have deep-rooted in your subconscious mind, deep-rooted with the feelings that come up in your body when you hear that statement, when you say that statement, or when you think that statement. Work on that one. And then maybe come back and put a comment and tell me how you felt, how you overcame it, what you're doing. There's no right or wrong. There's no one way of accomplishing, of changing that mind, that thought process, because your what if statements are built on things that you've experienced personally in your life. So some of this has to be from what you've experienced in your life, how it's been stacked up. And then you're going to have to, utilize changing your beliefs on what that particular negative stack of thoughts and feelings and experiences into changing those over, which is the easiest way to do it is to see that picture, make that picture smaller, make a new picture, make that picture bigger, experience that picture, make it smaller so you can know that picture is just as real as the negative picture that you've experienced, and then just keep practicing the feeling of that new, successful feeling picture. Just practice with it, making it bigger, smaller, so you can start to understand that you have the control, because the picture's in your hand, and the positive one, the picture's in your hand with the negative one, and you're right here. You're right here. So you'll be able to make changes there. You'll be able to realize what's there and realize what's over here. On the negative side, positive side. Thank you for your time. Please subscribe to my channel, Making Money with Stephen A. Williams, here on YouTube.